Hey, howdy hey, and welcome back to Emily's Adventures in Horrorland. Today is the final installment of this year's Stalker month. Where's me rose petals? Yeah! Gotcha. Yeah, thank you, Braggart. You seem a bit down today, what's up? Well, I'm weaning myself off the antidepressant potion that my sentient skull Bernard gave me in order to cope with the death of my more cynical alter Killjoy. This is some kind of weird review channel. Oh, I'm not sure that's wise, you know? Getting over a death is no small thing. You seem fine. If anything, you're more cheerful than usual. Well, I just love Stalker Month so much! And today's film is a doozy. Today we're covering Unsane. Yeah, this is an interesting one. So, last Stalker Month I covered Ingrid Goes West, which came out the previous year. At the time of reviewing, I'm covering Unsane, which came out last year. I was going to review Greta instead, but that gets released March 1st, so it will have to be last year's film. Unsane is remarkable not only for being filmed in 10 days, but also on an iPhone 7, which is one generation below what I have. It is the story of a woman who feels especially neurotic because of her supposed stalker, and along the way the audience has to wonder if the danger is real or if it's all in her head. We haven't yet done our spoiler warning, so I'll just say, even if it is all in her head, this is still a film about stalkery goodness or the threat of it. Either way, we win. That said, the movie opens with arguably the most stalkery speech I've ever seen in any one of these films.
I love it when you wear blue. You wore blue that first time I saw you, so any time I see you in blue, it reminds me of how I felt at that moment. You unlocked something inside me that day, something I didn't even realize was there. In that moment, I was transformed permanently.
Those little black margins at the side are just there to remind you that yes, this is an iPhone movie. To be honest, I'm surprised they've got the focus feature working so nicely. But I don't expect deep focus shots or anything, there's bound to be some limitations.
You're quite within your rights to take your business to another bank. Another analyst may interpret the data more to your liking, but they'd be doing a bad job. Good morning.
We see that our main character is a bit of a Sarkmeister, successfully bitching out an unruly customer, which is the American dream. But she's still pretty good at her new job. So good that she's being suggested for a conference in 2 weeks' time. Though that might just be because her boss is a bit keen on her.
I think I'd need a little more experience.
Well, I can help you with that.
The phone filming thing kind of works to create a claustrophobic atmosphere. We have to be up in her business by necessity, which is fitting for a film where she's either being stalked or going crazy. They do mix it up with some faraway shots though, almost like we're following her.
Sawyer Valentine.
I'm named after my grandfather on my mother's side. He died of eye cancer.
Oh shit, I'm so sorry. I didn't...
Your little face.
It's dark.
Hail Satan.
So as well as being sarky as hell, she also has a dark sense of humour and prefers to keep people at a distance, at least when it comes to her Tinder dates.
Fuck! Fuck! Oh my god, fuck. No.
Oh, nope, not tonight. At this point in the movie, she's actually already been stalked for some time. This is the real reason for relocating to another city, apparently. She explains to a psychiatrist.
Your life slips away from you. Changing your phone number and your email becomes normal. Taking out a restraining order, normal. Relocating to another city, normal.
But you still see your stalker everywhere?
She figures that, logically, having moved away, her stalker shouldn't still be following her.
Do you ever think about taking your own life?
I have, in the past.
And did you ever give a thought as to how you do it?
My area of expertise. Now, in the UK at least, where we have the NHS, free healthcare, hey! Suicidal ideation is not normally enough to guarantee you an appointment with a psychotherapist. You could be prescribed antidepressants by your GP, but unless you've specifically planned your suicide or already hurt yourself significantly, it's not normally treated with any urgency. That's my experience anyway, so this part checks out. What happens in the film next is quite extraordinary. She's given some cursory paperwork to fill out and she expects to book a future psychiatric appointment. Then she is pretty much admitted to the psych ward, her clothes and possessions taken away.
I have to go. I'm gonna be late for work, so.
Doors locked?
I need you to take off your clothes down to your underwear and remove all your jewelry.
I just needed to talk to someone and the counselor said that Did she tell you to do this?
Miss Valentini, are you refusing to cooperate?
And this is officially where the film starts to strike a nerve. Notice the switch from smiling professionalism to brusque demands and gilded threats?
By signing this, you've consented to voluntary commitment for 24 hours. It would be better for everyone, but especially yourself, if you just do as I ask.
This is letting us know that we're doing the old school trapped against your will in the mental hospital bit from now on.
Hi, my name is Sawyer Valentini. I am at Highland Creek Behavioral Health Facility. I am being held here against my will. Please, send help. Thank you.
Do you know how many calls the cops get like that every week?
Those are from crazy people.
Makes no difference in here, bit. Here's another point that rather rankled me. Mixed sex accommodation. Mixed dormitory. There's a bunch of reasons why I think this is a bad idea. I mean, the potential for accidental exposure to naked people, or even full-on sexual assault, is fucking up here. And how can anyone get a good night's rest with other patients throwing their tampons at you?
Oh, God, you're scaring me to death, you fucking mental patient.
On the night, another 1075.
The cops do turn up to check for Sawyer's admission form, which is maddeningly all above board. Sawyer experiences some more of the kind of unwanted altercations I talked about, yells to be released, and strikes a member of staff, believing him to be someone else. Her stalker, as we'll see. And I know for a fucking fact that you absolutely never restrain a patient in a room with other patients who could harm them. I don't care if they're physical restraints or chemical restraints. That is fucked up. I don't even have any jokes for this bit. I feel sick watching it. Feel better? Not really. Understandably, Sawyer doesn't feel like socializing the next day. She is summoned to the office of Dr. Hawthorne, who tells her the following.
You've been assessed as a danger to yourself and to others. So that means more observation.
Her next mistake is to attempt to use logic in the face of pure bollocks.
Doctor, I have a wonderful support system around me. The best thing for me is to be surrounded by the people I love.
It says here that you assaulted a staff member.
I was under a lot of stress. The police was supposed to come.
And it says here that you assaulted a male patient, Jacob.
No, he...
Because of the multiple acts of violence, we're looking at another 7 days.
What?
She seems to have made at least one friend by the name of Nate. He claims that they're milking her for her insurance money.
They need to admit as many patients to fill those beds to get that money. And as soon as the money runs out, you're cured.
Pretty frightening, running a hospital so strictly like a business.
Final words, do your time. Keep your head down.
God, you're talking to me like we're in prison.
Exactly. If you haven't already seen that TED talk about the difficulties of escaping a mental health facility with mere sanity, I do recommend it. Hell, I've had members of my own family get sectioned under the Mental Health Act and have to do whatever that hospital tells them to do to get well. It's intensely frightening. Oh, you want to exercise your autonomy? You think these aren't the right medications for you? Well, who's the doctor here? That's right. Now take these brain-altering substances. Now here's where the film gets interesting. Sawyer confronts a member of staff and recognizes him as the man who stalked her back in Boston, after a good long look this time.
The Boston cops have got a record of the restraining order. I hope following me all the way here was worth it because you're going to jail. This man is called David Strine. And he's been following me and calling me and texting me.
Unfortunately, paranoid ranting in a place like this isn't taken too seriously.
Hands off me! He's lying! He's fucking lying! I'm outside!
Oh god, more restraining. I can't watch this. Wait, where are you going? I'm going to look at doggos on the internet. And around this point in the movie is where you forget they're still filming on an iPhone. That's how well it's executed. And everything else works in synergy. The lighting, the sound design, the visuals, the clever and daring characterization, the acting, especially for Claire Foy. We don't just let anyone play Queen Liz, but she's got my personal seal of approval. Here also is where we get the introduction of our stalker character, David Strine, using the assumed name of George Shaw. We must presume that he is the one who gave the impassioned and obsessive speech at the beginning of the movie, and he must be delighted now that she's walking around in blue again. He teases her with the knowledge that he's getting away with his pretense, showing some mail addressed to her mother when the others are distracted.
I'm not fucking crazy! No! Fuck you!
This combination of obsessive thoughts and unrepentant hostile displays makes him both an intimacy seeker and a predatory stalker. I feel that David Strine is taking the route of intimidation of his stalkee to feel powerful and to gain back control. After all, Sawyer is quite clear she doesn't love him.
Sweet dreams.
Drop dead.
But now, he has the upper hand as the orderly who controls her meds in the mental health facility she is trapped in. How did he know she was in there? He's been stalking her! Predatory stalkers are the most dangerous kind and are said to derive sadistic pleasure from stalking someone. They are also the most likely to resort to violence. Oh good, Emily gets to miss the 4th restraining scene so far in the movie. Sawyer convinces her new friend to lend her his cell phone. Oh, welcome back. Whereabouts are we? Sawyer's convinced her new friend to lend her his cell phone. Oh, well, God knows how he snuck that in.
I understand you're a man that knows how to get things.
I'm known to locate certain things from time to time.
She rings her mother, and evidently she never told her mother about the stalker before, so this is going to be a very concise phone call.
Look, I haven't got a lot of time, okay? I need you to listen. And just don't panic. I've got to go. I love you. Rain check on the blowjob.
I wish I could go one day without hearing that.
Okay, that might be the funniest line in this movie. Luckily for us, Sawyer's mother goes into
Fierce mama bear mode.
and does everything she can to convince the facility to release her. We learn that admin is the real evil here.
I'm concerned that coming off as frivolously litigious might adversely affect Sawyer's current employment situation. She hasn't been in that job for long.
Curse you, corporate America! Oh, what a scumbag this woman is. But women can't be scumbags. Oh, very ho.
Hey, listen to me. I am getting you out. You are coming back home, and this man, this stalker, is done harassing you.
Here we have a nice mother and daughter heart-to-heart that compared to the preceding scenes is just chicken soup for the soul. Love and reassurance. Maybe the last time we see it.
Hang in there, sweetheart. Cavalry's coming.
Cue scenes of the cavalry not coming.
There's nothing we can do unless you have proof that a crime's been committed.
As your lawyer, keep me in the loop about the situation. If you think there's legal cause to intercede, I'll get right at it.
Did you just hang up on me?
Yay, my favorite.
Medication time. Medication time.
David Stein steps up the antics by slipping an extra pill in Sawyer's cup.
Where fucking...
Nope. Oh, now where are you going? Doggos, doggos. You know, I wish she wouldn't leave. She's missing the important bits. And here, yet again, is why you should always tell people what your stalker looks like. David turns up at the hotel Sawyer's mother is staying at, and poses as a maintenance worker. Later, we see the nurse, who's built like a brick shithouse, one of 2 nursey stereotypes, talking to George about the mix-up in medication.
Your work ethic is unreal. You're here day and night. We could use more like you.
Oh, hello. I smell bullshit! Okay, I know that everyone at this hospital is the worst, that's the point, but here is a man who Sawyer's been yelling is her stalker. Then there's a mix-up with the medication that David has direct access to. I really think the staff should give serious consideration to the possibility that maybe there's some predatory behavior going on. Even if they're happy about it, how's it going to look when she's released and can concretely prove that David was posing as an orderly the whole time? They'll be liable. They'll be thrown out on their incompetent asses. No one even looks up David Stein to see if he looks like this bloke. Fucking hell. My goodness, you sounded just like Killjoy just then. Huh. How weird. Sawyer tells Nate about David and how they met. She volunteered at a hospice, reading to his father before he died. And of course he got smitten because she was wearing blue. Like a tease. We get a montage of inappropriate behavior up to and including breaking into her house to blue! She follows all the correct steps. Restraining order, hiring Matt Damon to tell her how to protect herself, and he would know.
I would say park on the street, preferably under a light source, and come back and walk through this courtyard here where people can see you. With your keys in your hand, by the way. You want your keys always in your hand. You don't want to be digging around in your purse in the dark.
This actually serves as a convenient how-to for victims of stalking. And you know what? I'll put some resources in the description, in case anyone's dealing with something like that. I don't know why I didn't think of that before.
This, your new best friend.
The gift of fear. Sawyer calls her mother and Mom doesn't pick up.
It's all downhill from here. Just keep your head down for a few more days. And you're free.
Oh, he's a nice guy. He doesn't have to be nice. He's nice. He's dead. Yep. Hey, at least the scary hospital part is over. From now on, it's good old stalking. Yeah, that is good news. Oh, Jesus, I spoke too soon. More restraints. I don't believe this. Unwanted ECT, are you kidding? I think it's just regular electrocution. Oh well, back to me. Somehow he makes Nate's death look like an overdose. Convenient that he was in for opioid addiction. And then David drags Sawyer to a padded cell in the basement. Ooh, that looks good. I wonder if they got that shot from Sleepers. Here we get perhaps the best scene of the movie. Sawyer and David alone together.
I love you so much. I mean, come on. You must know that at this point, from the moment we met. I have loved you.
It's rare you get a complete character study of a stalker in a stalker movie, an honest look into their psyche, completely and utterly delusional, and yet Sawyer tries to reason with him. There's a wonderful back and forth where she's telling him, "You don't know a thing about me," and him replying, "You're not you when you're like this. You have a piece missing and I could be that piece." It feeds back into the theme of madness and lacking autonomy, the sense of self that has been denied to her in this horrible place. I don't want to spoil any of this scene. It just has to be seen to be believed. Also, did you forget this was filmed on an iPhone? Because there's another reminder. I bet you forgot. You were entranced by... Oh, hello. You were entranced by this whole occurrence. I keep missing all the stalker stuff. The notebook that Nate kept of the facility's shady dealings is given to admin. Meanwhile, the body of George Shaw is found close by.
You did the right thing bringing this to me.
Don't worry. Admin will make it all disappear.
I brought you breakfast.
Nobody's even noticed that the cameras in solitary confinement are turned off? Okay.
It's your favorite. 2 egg, bacon and cheese biscuit. Hash browns, large coffee.
I guess the nice thing about having a stalker is they know what you like for breakfast. Never again begin a sentence with the nice thing about having a stalker. Please. It was a joke. And for the record, I'm pretty easy. Tea, no sugar, cold cereal, maybe a croissant if I'm feeling fancy.
I know everything about you. I know your favorite book. It's Pale Fire. Your favorite song, Walking After Midnight by Patsy Cline.
Okay, enough.
See, this is why you can't have a relationship with your stalker.
Because you can't respect somebody who kisses your ass. Just doesn't work.
So at this point, David offers an ultimatum. She can come live with him in a cabin, or she doesn't get to leave on her terms. So Sawyer says something surprising.
Beyond your feelings for me, if you ever had sex with anyone, I might not be what you want. I need you to see what you've been missing, and then decide if you still want me.
So the solution? He has to make whoopee with another girl in front of Sawyer.
Fuck her in front of me.
I can't do that.
Oh, look at his face.
Just like a random patient.
Violet.
Easy enough for someone who holds all the cards. I mean pills.
Come on. We gotta do some paperwork.
Paperwork. Yeah, is that what they're calling it these days? Sawyer calms Violet down by...
I think you wanted me to notice you.
I'm getting enduring love flashbacks. How the fuck did he learn that? Was he a chiropractor before this? Sawyer escapes the hospital through the back door David told her about, but he catches up and drags her through the woods. Getting super duper predatory now. To make it worse, guess who's in the trunk? She identifies her by her jewelry in the pitch black trunk. Boot. I've been in America way too long. And here we have the final showdown. All in blue, of course.
You look so beautiful right now. Now I feel like I'm looking at the real you. I was thinking that maybe we could start a family of our own. A little girl with your smile. Oh, wouldn't that be perfect?
Ew! Could he be any creepier? Yay! Matt Damon was right! While all this was going on, police searched Highland Creek and found all the evidence of wrongdoing. Double yay! But by the end, despite the progress Sawyer has made, she's still seeing her stalker everywhere. Well, I guess a dead mother and a bunch of PTSD will do that to you. And that was Unsane, one of the best stalker films that I don't want to watch. This obviously does not represent how a real psychiatric hospital would operate for numerous reasons, but I believe the film deliberately played into audience assumptions that they're still just like the old asylums. And they did genuinely cause me to freak out, so I guess it works. The real villain is the American healthcare system, it seems. That aside, this is a pretty interesting stalker movie. They play around a little bit with neuroses versus actual danger, playing on the ongoing fear that stalkies have to deal with. The film is very competently shot considering how they went about it, and I really like the recurrent use of blue to represent David's obsessive attentions. Kind of like he's seeing her through rose-tinted glasses. Except they're blue. So, like the ones Tim Burton wears? Swim Fan had a lot of blue filter, making it look dour and Twilight-esque. But I'm pretty sure that here there was more symbolism going on. David's character was nicely realised as well.
You would want us to be together.
I can't believe it took this long to get to a stalker movie that had a man going after a woman, which is the statistical majority of reported cases in real life. For all those reasons then, I give this film 8 jam sandwiches out of 10. Yay! Come on, get fired up! Nah, I think I'm gonna go to bed. So, thank you to everyone for watching my 4th year, bloody hell, of Stalker Month. If you're not subscribed already, please consider it, and check out my full playlist below. And if you'd like to stalk me, go head to my new channel. I'll post a video whenever I feel like it. Now that's keeping it real. Yeah. Well, that reminds me, I've got to try something later. Well anyway, thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you next time. Cheerio. I think we've reached a new record for the blotchiest I've ever been in a review.